Alright, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of Chechnya. If you're just coming into all this, we did start our war against Azerbaijan. They do have a mechanized military, so we are kind of at a disadvantage from that standpoint, as we really don't have a modern infantry yet. We have a semi-modern infantry. I'm assuming our equipment is about 10 to 15 years back from our... Where is the logistics? There it is. There should be, yeah. Yeah, so we have probably... Yeah, we're just one set behind what would be considered modern. We do have... I don't know why the order's all messed up, but... For most of our equipment, some of our stuff is old. Like, these are newer, but they're still old. Artillery, it's not modern, but it's up there. But we do have pretty well-equipped units for what they are. It does help, gives us better org. So these mountainous regions... Actually, I could show this. I am going to show this. We look in the combat log... Oh. Look in the combat logs. We should be capping out at the combat width for these regions. See if it says it. Yeah, like 120 right there. And we can throw in an additional... They're hovering a little lower so they could get reinforcements. And we're able to reinforce a little bit, but not too much. So. Awesome. This is actually huge for the defense of like any counterattacks we may have gotten on this eastern coastline. Where's this unit moving to reinforce? This one's defending. We're gonna take one of these guys and just have them clear in the back. Alright, and that was done, so we'll cancel that. They can go ahead and entrench or whatever. We're gonna have this secondary movement close off right here. That is where we're going to focus everything. They're not in position yet, supposedly, so, but it doesn't really matter. I didn't mean to click that. That's what I meant to click. Oh, man. Alright, so weaknesses for us right now are supplies. I want to say we probably got a supply hub with this, so we should be better off in 4 days. Because we should be getting resupply from these naval yards. Specifically this one. Should be able to show that. Yeah. So we should be in 4 days pretty good. But until then, we're going to be struggling. Where's their new capital? Right here. They're going to have pretty big supply issues themselves. Looks like we cut them off and surrounded troops here. So we're actually just going to put everyone on elimination of those units. Revenge for the Lost Airborne Brigade. Everyone loves a good revenge story, I guess. I don't know. Probably not. But we're going to hold these Special Forces unit back for defense, so we don't get overrun by them with those mechanized units. And we have made an extended front line too. Oh, so we stopped attacking for some reason. We lost organizations. That's nice. Alright. They're eliminated. We got diesel engines. So we are working on Navy a little bit. Fire control systems. Very important for ships. We're going to go ahead and research that. Like we are losing in our offensives. I'm not surprised by that news. But we now control the coastline, so we do control the initiative. They're in a purely defensive posture with no means of actually attacking us effectively. So basically, we're actually making more money at war than we were before. That's interesting. Anyway, so we have the initiative. Basically, we can infinitely build troops and units up in our home territory while not being attacked, while they're getting attacked and under pressure by us constantly. So it's a hard position to be in as a defensive force, and it's not ideal. Like there's no way for them to put pressure on us. They don't have an air force, they don't have missiles, they don't have drones. It's not far enough in the future of their tech for them to do that. We have fuel for a year, so I'm not worried about our forces. They're really at a disadvantage. We are defending with 4. Alright. So let's check our resupply. Yeah, I don't... Oh, this is on a timer. Okay. I was about to say, I would expect us to... Yeah, so I'm gonna make this a port. I want this to be a port. This needs to be a naval base. This needs to be supplying everything we have. I also want a railroad line that just sweeps up. Yeah, that's already connected. A little bit of redundancy there. Just across in case this gets sniped by someone. And we're gonna bump all of this back up to the top of the queue. These are occupied territories, so we can build whatever we want there for now. I'm going to stop the southern flanks units. I was hoping we would get a push through from the north. We are not right now. So I may unify all this command under this guy. Alright, Israel attacked Iran. I'm not gonna call it either way on that. Don't know what's happening. I don't know why they're getting attacked. But they are. Alright, so we did push over into this mountainous territory. Looks like we've finally fought our way into their supplies. We did just finish the IRBMs for 1965. So we're going to go ahead and get these. And looks like we got some SAMs. I'm going to say this was 5. One of these was 5, right? This is site level 5. Yeah, SHORAD sites, state level 5. So that is what we want. This is the final one in this tree that we need. Alright, so we are... Is that an unpassable body of water? These are probably eliminated. That's rough for them. Oh, no, they're reinforcing it. Somehow. They're doing something. Alright, so they're falling back into their allies' territories. Well, not ally, but they have like a military agreement where they can cross each other's borders or something. Which is fine. Ooh, Iraq declared, United States, Arabia declared war. So Iran is at war with Turkey, Iraq, the US, which makes India now at war with the US. Well, this is a wild geopolitical system, and that makes the United States at war with Iran and India now. So 2026. Honestly, this isn't like crazily far off from what is happening today, is it not? Except it's Pakistan and India that are at war, not Iran and India. And I don't imagine Russia is actually fractured yet. This is the crazily unnecessarily accurate political reenactment from the Chechen side. Or I guess it's Chechen. There we go. Yeah. They don't have the fanciful namesake, so I guess that rear line is actually covered now. They can't invade from neutral territory, so they're gonna reinforce this whole thing. So we're gonna do what we need to do to make this work, and that is completely revise our front line. And we're just gonna have a solid unified front and an organized plan. And draw an offensive here. We are also out of power, I just noticed. So we do need to bump up a nuclear plant in the production queue. Alright, once everyone is up to their new position, we are going to go on the offensive and a major attack at that. Unfortunately, in remembrance of the Airborne Division, it is time to retrain. Grozny will be the home of our airborne unit. Why? Oh, I don't have enough cap. I just want to make one. I don't want to make infinite. As we are doing some good work, actually, from the military standpoint. Looks like our plan value is still preparing, so we're losing 10%. And how many? We have lost 40,000 manpower. It looks like. Which is a significant amount. Oh, we do have an available special project. We are going to go ahead and work on the nuclear warhead program. We're already at odds with everyone. We definitely want naval vessels started. We're going to get that going. And we do need a land warfare program as well. Alright, we're getting pretty good power generation from something. Yeah, we're not worried about that. Looks like we've actually probably from our occupied territories gained another stack of civilian factories. So I wonder, production-wise, yeah, we still don't have a military facility. That's unfortunate. All right, let's check plan-wise. Everybody knows the plan. We're already at war. We're just going to initiate the attack on the 21st of April. I don't know why I almost said August. So somebody's going to get surrounded. Looks like this may be impassable or something. I don't know why we're just attacking up at the front. It's an interesting choice by that general. What is going on? Alright, so we're just diving straight into a meat grinder down here. Effectively. Well, wave tactics, they are working. It's just gonna be rough. This is gonna be a really painful offensive action for us. We need tanks to break lines. And I want to say our research is not there. But we do have satellite internet access coming through. That's so ironic. Oh, man. It's about time, you know, to get that satellite internet access going. Man, I do need cruise missiles. I don't really care for hypersonics. It's such a scam. I might get the tells. We're gonna have to get tells. We have to have the launchers. Oh, wait. What was that? We did expand. We got our $4 trillion in GDP. We do have some unassigned divisions here. Let's go ahead and get these going. And these as well. And these are both just going to be training. So we're just going to leave them training. Burning units. Equipment. I don't really see a need to reinforce an attack, but we really don't have the infrastructure to do so here in the area we are attacking. So we do have every tech we need out of electronics already, which is actually really far ahead of the game. I'm going to say artillery is going to be our next focus, but I need to cancel that. Where did I do that? Right here. Let's swap this real quick. Cancel it. And then get this back. And we're actually going to do that with light armaments manufacturer. Okay. I like what I'm seeing, and I don't like what I'm seeing. I would have preferred if we were also attacking. Because this would prevent them from reinforcing this. Yeah, I think we're doing what we need to. It's kind of sketchy. Definitely sketchy. We've got aircraft going. Honestly, early AWACS is ridiculous. That would be crazy to get. The diamond. Ooh. 300 days to get diamond airwing form? Like, let's do it. Looks like we are... We are going to take their supply line. See if they have a hub nearby. Looks like we are well supplied. But we are going to go ahead and get a hub there. A lot of troop movement. And if we take this, we could eliminate all of that. So maybe if we sweep around and split their forces, I could see this working, but this just looks like we don't have enough units. Yeah, we're losing a ton of manpower. I'm gonna look at the war. I want to see the casualties. So the Chechen Azerbaijani war here. So yeah, we're losing twice as many, right? Chechnya has lost. Yeah, we're losing twice as many casualties because of our this meat wave tactics we're using. We do have 90 total factories to what they have one left. They cannot resupply these units. I don't know what their equipment stockpile is. Still can't see. We're only at 27% intel. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Something we definitely need to be doing. Alright, let's start getting our military intelligence increased. Yeah, we're definitely losing more units and manpower than we are replacing. And economy, our worker fulfillment is down very low. That's rough. But unfortunately for them, the meat wave will wrap this up before we run out of people. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Modern equipment. All right, let's go ahead and work on the task capacity here. Oh, one or the other. What are these? Production efficiency, research bonus. Okay. You know, this is light armaments. For us right now, I'm actually not concerned about research. We are almost done with research. I think task capacity and production is what we're going to focus on. Yeah, so fully on task capacity. We can worry about everything else later. Our research speed is crazy enough. And this will upgrade us to small arms. which we do need more of for reinforcing. We do have 11 jets already. So this will be fun. This is going to be really fun, actually. So we're going to throw in an air wing. Looks like we have captured some aircraft, too. We're just going to put our homegrown Azerbaijani 4th gen light multi-role fighter. We do need to upgrade this airport, so before I forget... Oh, we already have it somewhere. Where's the... Push that up. That's one wing. There's our 11. There we go. And we can actually assign these. Or I don't really want to assign them, actually. Hold up. We're going to manually do these. Do logistics and close air support. They don't have an air force, so we have air superiority in the region. This will change the battlefield significantly. Yeah, so we now have an air support bonus that's significant enough to change the tide. Even though they have mechanized units, they're just... Where's our bonuses? It's just gonna weigh on them. And we'll get more airplanes and get more efficient every month that this keeps going on. This is what I was talking about. Like, they're strategically now at a disadvantage. We can just keep growing economically, safely in our own area. With no fear of reprisal, effectively. The worst thing that could happen is they use this kind of bulge now that was a forward line of defense, and we get overzealous and don't have enough units to defend a counterattack, and they just split us here and trap these units. That would be the worst case. But even then, I would try and evacuate people through the water. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Looks like we're going to cut them off here. There should be an attack coming from this guy somewhere. I don't know why he wouldn't go for blood right here and just end it, but the AI does what the AI wants, apparently. So just let it be. They shouldn't be able to recover their organization loss that quickly anyway, so I'll just let it happen. I'm gonna see what he does. Also, how close are we to ending the actual war? Yeah, it's pretty close. We just have to take that, and I think that'll end it. So, we'll let it happen. We do not have a land warfare facility scientist, so I'm not concerned with any of that. Fuel is kind of my biggest issue I see right now, and manpower is holding pretty steady. We've lost quite a few people, though, in this military campaign. A lot of unnecessary souls, but it had to happen. To counter Kazakhstan, we're gonna have to make moves. Like Iran is taking out all of Afghanistan. There's some naval battles popping off. Ooh. Right in the heart of India, too. Where's New Delhi? Like, where is India's capital? I am not familiar with India. I know of, like, names of some stuff. Maybe they changed the names because it's, like, not normal India? Oh, there it is. Delhi's up here. So this must be, like, the Ganges, right? Or something. That is what it is. Alright, so we got close air support coming in. We've pushed them out of that territory. We've taken the rail lines. We've basically now collapsed them to the point where they're going to start taking attrition damage. This is interesting for sure. And then we're missing equipment production for manpad. Oh yeah, I do remember us being short of those. That's right. Alright. Looks like definitely gonna need a submarine fleet. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Should have a military base, factories we want. We need to start making those. Just get those in our home territory. I am gonna trade. And we're gonna trade with the US because we can do that now. And get enough oil temporarily to make a difference. Yeah. I imagine they'll be able to hold this. Like, the US is gonna get pushed out. There's gonna be too many units. I don't see India having problems with that. Though I'm gonna be honest, I really have never attacked India. They've usually been very neutral in like my historical playthroughs, or they get taken over by someone else. There's never like an in-between where like India's a power like this playthrough, so this is kind of unique for me. I'm very curious how this will play out. Air Force wise, we're up to 15 light fighters of 50. We're at 30% fulfillment for that. So our air wings will be getting better, which means our close air support will be even better. Planning bonus, our air support bonus is 6%. Well, 6.5%. We're crossing a river. We're also attacking at night. Pretty terrible. against superior mechanized forces with huge soft attack bonuses. Oh, wow, I'm out of time though. Alright, well, we'll cut this here. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch everyone on the next episode, and we'll keep at it. Thanks again.